To America! Welcome to the Tong, where our loyalty lies only with warrior, and they will scrap only if I give them the order. And you feeling itchy, you got something to say? Just know we hop this way. Nobody else is suited for this other than us. I know it's crazy, but we work with it and don't give up. Welcome to the show. If you don't know the name, we call it Hop This Way.
Welcome back, everybody, to all our itchy onions. From one side of the salt to the other side of the salt. It is we three. That's right. It's just the three of us right now, but just for right now, with the Hop This Way show, your favorite Tong, covering your favorite show, Warrior. That's right. Coming out soon, February. Netflix. Get to stream all three seasons. Get that going, folks, and let's get a season 4. Joining me this week, the ever awesome, the ever violent and deadly, the one, the only, but equally beautiful, Miss Stephanie Young. How you doing?
Hello. The weapons are all around me. Don't worry. I'm protected.
I have a feeling, Stephanie, no matter what's around you is a weapon.
Evil chuckle.
I'm the only thing that's next to you. I feel like I'm getting picked up and used as that weapon. So much love. Thank you so much. And how's Boston this week?
Oh, it's cold. It's icy. It's icy. So it's good to be inside bundled up.
I hear you. Same here in Niagara. And I don't think it's too icy for the very lovely, our yogi herself, Miss Rebecca Nishi, the Warrior Geek. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. Yeah, it's not icy. He's very, very hot.
Oh.
Extremely hot in Brazil. And
Rub
I'm
it
always
in.
always happy to be here with you guys. I love
And
doing this show, so let's go for another one.
Yes. Now, folks, you might be noticing that we are down a couple people from the Tong. Of course, Money Matt Chua and the Professor Frank Jean. They're just trying to catch up real quick. They are en route from classes right now, so they will be here as soon as they can. But you know what? This week, we got it covered. We got a little backup this week. And I think, when you're talking about backup, one of the biggest characters that shows that they've got someone's back on the show, and that's having Officer Lee's back, that is none other than the awesome Abigail. One of our favorite characters on the show. Y'all know her, and you all love her. And folks, we are absolutely happy to have her here. Please wait for me to butcher her name, but it's Gaosi Raditholo. How are you? Thank you so much for doing this.
Good. Thank you for having me, guys. I'm super duper excited, and I was telling you guys earlier that I'm wearing the merch
You've got
representing
your uniform
Bruce Lee all the way.
Bruce Lee all the way. I love it. Representing. Thanks so much for doing this. This is an absolute honor being on the show and coming in and joining our Tong this week. Tell us, what is it like? What can you tell us about joining this cast? Everyone talks about that familial feeling that there is with being a part of the Warrior cast. What is it like for you?
Can you please repeat that question? I was cutting a bit. I don't know if my network is acting weird, but it was perfect just before.
Oh, well, it's because we went live. That's usually how it happens. No, I was just asking.
Sorry, I didn't catch the first question.
No problem. I was just asking. Tell me what it's like joining the Warrior family.
I joined the Warrior family in season 1. Even with the smallest role, I played Nora, and I loved every single cast member. Like till today, this is literally one of my favorite sets to work on. Everyone is incredible, and also they're incredibly talented as well. So it's like good people with great talent. Like that combination is just like out of this world. So I love it.
Awesome. Now, so give us a little bit of your origin story, if you will. Tell us how you got into acting and how you got to where you are now.
Okay, so I grew up in Botswana. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that country. It's right next door. It's a neighboring country to South Africa. But then one day, the brave 13-year-old me said to my parents, I want to be an actress. And I mean, I watched a lot of American television. A lot of us down here do, and a lot of Chinese films as well. And I remember saying to my parents, I need to leave Botswana and go to South Africa because, I want an early start when it comes to like acting training. And I've seen the Americans do it early, and I just don't want to be disadvantaged. So that's how I migrated or moved to South Africa. And I've schooled here and I've lived here ever since.
Did it take you a while to acclimate to South Africa?
It did. It did take me a little bit of some time, especially because I was in boarding school away from my family at the age of 13, just being out there by myself and, figuring the world out by myself. Of course, I still
Right.
talk to my family or still kept in touch, but yeah, it's always tough, especially at that age, to come into a different country and try to find yourself within it.
And jump
Amazing.
forward, and now you're directing as well.
Yes, so I started off actually in this industry, theater directing. I started off directing a play or two for the Market Theatre, which is a reputable theatre here in Johannesburg, actually. So my background is in that, only for me to then now pursue filmmaking. So I have a master's in filmmaking, directing, and so I'm trying to branch into that. But my skills are more in theatre directing. So I've directed more plays and films, and then films is just it's just been more short films, which haven't been out there. But I'm trying to get my foot in professionally now.
I love it. Now, have being from a theater background, and I know because I did theater growing up, and that's what I had went to school for, and trying to make that transition to TV. I know for a lot of theater kids, like we call ourselves theater kids, no matter how old we get, but it's a difficult transition for each of us for different reasons. Did you find that being a hard thing to try to navigate? And if so, what were some of the obstacles?
I mean, some of the obstacles were more, for me, it was more technical stuff. So, for instance, just movements and blocking for the camera,
Mm,
those were more of the difficult things, or just being right under finding the light type of things. Because sometimes you're so immersed in the scene that you forget that there are all these different technical things which come into play
right.
when it comes to film. But in general, I didn't struggle as much. It's as if, I don't know, I feel like I was somewhat prepared to jump on screen because on stage I tended to be a lot smaller than my peers. So if my lecturers were
Mm.
like, "You belong on screen," and I used to take so much offense to that. I was like, "Oh, you guys want to say I'm a bad actress?" you know. So for me, I didn't struggle with the bigness or the, like, how they say theater students tend to be way too big for the screen. So that
Yes.
wasn't much of a struggle for me because clearly I was always encouraged to go for the for the TV acting.
Yeah, I was the other way. I'm still having a hard
Okay.
time just bringing it down, just even here. It's
Right.
hard though because you're told, right? Act to the person in the back in the back row, right? So,
Yes.
and
Right.
then when you get on
And
screen, and they're
project.
like, "Yes," and you're on site, and
Exactly.
it's like, "Make it small, people. Make it small." That's great. So, tell me a little bit about Abby. Like Abby is such a strong character, but she's changed so much from season 1 to season 3, and especially with her
Right.
relationship with Lee.
Right. So I'm just going to start off with Nora first. So Nora
Yeah.
was Lee's first. I don't know if the audience was able to decipher that because I think some people think Abigail is Nora and Nora is
Oh no.
Abigail because they're performed by the same characters. Hopefully, people are able to distinguish. But Nora forms the backstory of Lee, like why he came to San Francisco, what's going on
Mhm.
with him, and his dark past. She was his first love interest before Abigail came through. I
Right.
think Abigail comes through in the second season, actually, where she resembles. I think this was the idea, where she resembles Lee's old love interest. Obviously, she's not aware of that, but she sees
Right.
opportunity in a man coming into her bar or into the bar and asking for drugs. I think it's opium, you know,
Little
and
bit of
Laundry.
black
decides
eye.
to and decides to basically take advantage of this man who she inevitably or falls in love with, so it's a colorful journey that Abigail has taken. And of course for myself, because I got just a little bit of background for the character because she's supporting a lead. But I always give myself like even more. I do my own little research and I add nuances, but I came to understand that she was a free slave. Obviously, she wouldn't be able to, in the 1800s, operate, or work in a bar if she wasn't, So
Right.
there's a freedom she has for the time she lives in, but also many constraints for the time she lives in, as is the case for all the other Asian characters in the story.
There's so much depth and thought put into each character. How much leeway does Jonathan Tropper and the writers give a lot of the actors and I don't know, like even yourself to fleshing out your characters, or is that all kind of JT and his writing team?
I mean, the writing is brilliant, so there's no need to
Yeah.
change anything. Like it's beautifully written. There's so many layers. Like anyone who'd want to ad lib or add spices to the script would just be ruining it. So
Yeah.
I think the there is leeway when you are in the space, like because the writing is so nuanced. There's so many different ways or different journeys you can travel, or offers that you can give as an actress
Yeah.
on that set. So I didn't ever felt quite like restrained by the fact that I had to keep word for word, if that makes any sense. So I found a great freedom in knowing that the writing held me.
I like it.
I have one little
Yeah,
question
go ahead.
actually to jump in. Very important. We have seen, Tom as such a jokester. So what was that like? Was it just pure comedy off screen? Were there shenanigans and practical jokes happening all the time?
Of course, we had I was really, really, really lucky to work with Tom. He's an incredible persona. It made it so much easier, obviously, like, to have off-screen chemistry as friends, and then to be able to bring it on screen, and whenever I felt the need, whenever I felt like maybe I was shrinking in moments, he was there to hold me down as well,
Mm.
which is absolutely fantastic to get from a co-actor. So I loved every minute, and for sure he is a jokester, and I definitely enjoyed working with him.
And in
Are
the end
you
of
a
this,
are you a jokester yourself? Do you do pranks?
I don't do pranks actually. I'm not that. I don't take it that far, but I do believe that my humor can be a bit bit great sometimes. Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. Rebecca, do you have a question?
I was going to say that in the end of season three, Abigail and Lucy O'Hara became friends, and
Yes.
Emily lives there in South Africa. Did you connected with
Yes.
her also? She is very
I
our
did.
friend now.
I did, and it's crazy that I only
Ah!
met her in the. There we go. It's crazy that I met her. Actually, there we went to the theater with that picture. It's crazy that I only got to meet her in this third season. So these other seasons, I think we were scheduled for different, I guess, time days or shoot days. And I love her. Let me tell you, I thought she was Irish this whole time. I was like, "Girl, you're South African? No way." No
She
way!
is
I find
very.
her to be such an incredible, believable actress. Like she is literally one of my
Uh-huh.
favorite characters. And I told her that I was like, I love everyone's acting, but you and Bill give me life.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Right.
they are my favorite couple. I'm sorry, nothing against the
Rebecca, we
others.
talked about this. Come
I'm the one who's
on.
supposed to say that, not you.
I'm sorry. I mean, I
Oh,
love
that's it.
every
That's
character,
it.
every couple, but they are so like perfect.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely amazing. The chemistry there, I swear, they just feel like a real life. It just got sliced out of life and thrown on screen. So I love both of them.
Love it. That's great. And it just seems everyone we talk to just talks about nothing but good times on the show. And I've never seen actors and creative and everyone all around a production fight as hard as they do for this show, not just once, but
Right.
now a second time they bring it back.
I know.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what is it about this show and about this cast and crew that brings you all such joy and such passion?
I promise you, I thought about it today, and I was like, what is it about, this show? But I think everyone got it. It almost feels like everyone was nitpicked, from different walks of life. It's a
Yeah.
symphony. It just makes sense. And also, I think more than anything, everyone has respect for each other. There's absolute
Mm.
love and kindness on the set. I'm not gonna lie, I've been on different kinds of sets, and I'm not gonna be out here bad mouthing other sets, but this is by far my favorite set, if I'm just to be dead honest. So I think it's just the different energies which came together. I don't know how the team was able to put together people with
Mm.
such incredible energy. So I think, and beyond that, also the history of Bruce Lee having written this story, this epic tale. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I grew up watching Bruce Lee. I mean,
Mm.
back at home, we just used to watch a lot of
Oops.
Asian movies. And that time, we didn't even understand Mandarin or any of the other dialects or languages. But the visuals were just so
Mm.
encapsulating, like so captivating that um, that you just know what is happening in the story. You know, I even knew that a character named Tom Paul somewhere, if he cut his hair, he wouldn't be able to fight. So for me, honestly, I feel like the spirit of Bruce Lee and his philosophies and what he stood for also just lives within this production. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's what it
See,
is. And lastly, my heart kind of sank a bit. When I heard that the show was dropped, and I was like, no, this is literally one of
mm,
the best series, not because I'm in it, but honestly, cinematography, story, actors, everything. It's honestly one of the best shows I've personally ever watched. And
I
yeah, I think we all acknowledge the greatness and the gravitas of this particular show, and this is why we'll fight tooth and nail to have it back as many times as we can, obviously.
Well, that
yeah,
leads
you
to a
see it.
question. How did it feel when season 3 was picked up? How did that feel for you?
I was so excited. I actually cried. I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And also to learn that my character had grown as well. You can imagine for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to work harder. I need to really push and bleed. I always say I bleed for my characters. I need to bleed for Abigail, because she took me from this point. Like I started off as a small Nora character. Now the season's coming back and now they've grown Abigail. And I was extremely elated, nervous, but I was like, you know what? I have to push harder.
Sorry about
Mm.
spoilers, but I'm glad you got to shoot him in the end.
It was
Yes.
only fitting.
Are you talking about Happy Jack?
Happy Jack, yes.
Uh,
And
he wasn't too happy at the end there.
just have to
He
mention,
wasn't too happy. Yeah.
no, sorry, regarding this growth of Abigail, Jonathan Tropper made a special post about Abigail on his Instagram account,
Yes.
talking about you, how you like gain their hearts and everything, and how amazing actors you are. It's so nice.
I was
Yeah.
super moved
Oh,
by that. I was like, Jonathan Chopper, really,
See,
honestly. But I mean, I was always aware that, well, I was made aware after shooting the first season with that little small, character who comes in. And I think at the time he had actually mentioned to me that some of the scenes that we shot they'd have to just remove so that I'm mentally prepared because they can't have me as the same person because they felt I was strong as a performer. They would bring me back as somebody else.
mm.
And so I was like, okay. And for the fact that he kept his word for me as well, it's like, again, it speaks back to the kind of people we're working with here. Like,
yeah.
people who keep their word. He didn't have to. I'm just an African child from Botswana, who he gave an opportunity to, which I was already grateful for, by the way, because that's all I knew I'd play. And I just did the best I could. And for him to then now, make that happen. I swear, I'm still in awe of this man, his art, his craft, his heart. And yeah, I'm even getting a bit emotional. But yes, it's meant so much, that post, when I saw it.
It's great though, and we see Jonathan there on the post with Shannon and Justin Lin, and we talked about the cast and how great a cast is, and how it takes just the right cast for it to feel like a proper show, and we're kind of lucky like that as well because we've got our good cast here, but it's not complete without having the professor himself, and of course. Money Matt Chu, although Money's looking a little dark there. Are you there, Matt?
No, no,
There,
Ah.
Matt.
I have no idea what happened. All of a sudden, I was ready to go, and then shit just stopped.
The family's all here. So, Abigail, this is, as you can see right below me, this is Money Matt Chua. And then to your other side is the professor, Frank Zhang.
High five.
Welcome to the show, folks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Now, did you guys
Thanks
have
for having me.
or Frank, did you have a question for Abigail at LV before we get moving along?
No, just sitting in the green room. Yeah, just listening to you guys a little bit, and just hearing about her experience was really cool. Just curious. The way this show's gone, right? We had the 2 seasons, and towards the end, we had the first 2 seasons. Towards the end of the second season, your character started to emerge, right? And then we had a 3-year break. So what's that emotional roller coaster like for you guys as a cast and crew? Like, what's the conversation like in the group chats or any communication? Like, what's your thought process like as an actor, knowing that maybe you're going to have a bigger role? How much did you know before the 3rd season got picked up about
Right.
Abigail?
I think I got told it was quite a significant time before, but not much longer. I think it was around about it was like maybe 9 months, maybe a year actually. I knew that the show would possibly be coming back. Obviously we have to talk to production, negotiate possible contracts so that we're not all on different projects at different times. But coming back after so long was quite difficult for me because obviously you grow as a person firstly, and I always say if you grow as a person, you grow as an artist. Like who you are informs your art and your work. And I was like, I don't know where I'd pitch this character, so I actually had to, in terms of me personally, in terms of my own process, was to have obviously conversations with Lee. As leading up to that. So thankfully we're friends, so I'm able to reach out, and he's able to reach out, to have conversations about such. And because he's the primary character I work with. And what else did I do? Yes, and I had to rewatch the whole season and then tell myself if I've grown, it's a different time. Time has elapsed. So surely there can be new nuances, without forgetting the essence of who the character is. There can be new nuances that I add to Abigail. So that for me is how I did it. It's just rewatching, talking to fellow actors, and and just allowing myself to be an older version of Abigail.
Now, Now we talked a little bit about the writing and any influence that you may or may not have because the writing is so great on these shows.
Right.
Did you like when you were going through this and you're thinking about how much you grew as a person and how much Abigail grew? Did that? Can you just kind of touch on that, on how much that influences your performance, from day to day? And I guess the question I'm asking, was your vision for where Abigail was different than, or much different than what the writers had?
Oh, funny enough, it wasn't really. I don't know. I feel like I got the sense of who the character was within the second season. As soon as they introduced her, I was like, okay, there is there's a roughness, or I don't want to call it a brokenness, but for lack of a better term, I'd say a brokenness about this character. And certain things that I did feel like she would lean more into the gangster world, even though in season 3 she does come through with softer energy and more loving energy. Yes, so that would be the difference. But I don't believe that that's completely gone, because here she is. She killed her. I don't know if this is a spoiler. For those
That
who didn't watch
too
Warrior
late
again.
now.
She kills her own brother-in-law. So I feel like that rawness in her still exists, which was set up already in the second season. So I wouldn't know where they're taking it for the fourth season, but for me, I'd expect her to just be out here, just taking people down. So I do think the writing and my ideas were sort of, um, close.
And I think we all agree that Happy Jack deserved everything he got. And it's just
Happy Jack
fitting that it was
deserved everything he got, but I love Nat as a person, though.
right.
So that was a very complicated one for me. So Nat and I, funny enough, we've worked together before. Before Warrior, we worked together on another local production, where
Oh,
he's the
really?
lead. Yeah, and he's a villain on the story, but he plays it completely different from how he plays Jack. So now when he came onto Warrior, you can imagine the excitement. I was like, there's no way. We're both on the same set again. So when I had to shoot the scene, it was quite difficult for me, because I had to say to myself, Kelsey, step out of the act or the personal, and just it was very, very difficult for me. It actually haunted me for some reason, like for about a week. I
Oh
couldn't
my
believe my
God.
eyes. I was like, Jack is dying. My friend is going to leave me. So it was quite complicated, but the character did deserve to die. The actor, it was just very complicated for me.
Wow. I mean, that's one of the things that I always think is for actors got to be really cool though, when you do get onto a set and you see someone you've worked with and you trust and that you
Right.
really like, because that's a big thing I find is the trust factor. Because
Yeah.
if you don't trust someone you're acting with, it's next to impossible to get
Difficult.
anything done.
I know it's difficult.
Mhm.
And
I don't
thankfully,
know.
Warrior was
Go ahead,
it was
Rebecca.
not the case.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's speaking about no rough environment. I always want to know if the actors on the show were fans of Bruce Lee before. You already said it, that you were, but you spoke about the arts, artistical impact that he had on you. But also, he always have some impacts on people regarding fighting the oppressor. Fighting for the minorities. I don't know how in
Right.
Botswana was, but in South Africa we have all these race issues.
Right.
And so, did he ever impacted you in that area? Like, have to fight for our rights, people of color, and etc.
I'd say more of his be like water, my friend.
Yeah.
Like I think his philosophies are. I don't know. I don't know if I could say it would apply to the context here in terms of race, but in terms of humanity and understanding
Mhm.
life and certain life philosophies, I'd say definitely. His ideas for me also introduced me to a lot of, well, it roused a curiosity in me about a lot of, I don't know if I should call it Asian philosophy or Eastern. Is it Eastern? It's Eastern philosophy, right? Am I
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct? Somebody please correct me. I don't want to be
it
politically
is.
wrong. But yeah, Eastern philosophy. So in the sense of understanding self, knowing self, respecting self, respecting other, that kind of thing. Yes. But in terms of race, I wouldn't say for me personally as much.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
it's a tough thing. But for me, I remember, just growing up and watching him, and then like you watch the movies, and he's got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in there with him, or Chuck
And I've
Norris,
met him
or
before. I was such a fan, by the way. I'm not just finding out. Anyway, you can speak. Sorry for interjecting.
yeah, no, and I'm just saying, like it's that's one thing with Bruce Lee. Just seems so inclusive in every movie in a time where that wasn't a thing. And I grew up.
Right.
I'm probably the old one here, or me and Steph, but I'll say I'm the old one. But I remember growing up watching the reruns of Green Hornet. You know, and just being like, a man of the people. So, at least speaking for myself, I always found that Bruce was kind of that bridge for every culture and every race, and he was our Gandhi through fisticuffs.
Yeah, and I
Yes,
have
like you can
to.
hit me for that later.
I have to repeat myself always because she said like it seems like everyone was picked like individually to be there to be part of the cast, and everything flows. I'm sorry, and everybody's get connected and get along and etc. And it's very Bruce Lee. It's very one family. It's very like one human to another. And so I believe he's always there, the spirit of
Right,
Bruce Lee, or that energy,
right.
That's
I would
Warrior
agree.
Family.
I would totally agree. I think his spirit is definitely on that set because, like I said, it's so exceptional. I feel bad for saying this on a live, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'll take the bullet. It's literally the best set I've ever been on. I mean, any other
Woohoo!
producer who would hate on me will have to excuse me. It honestly is. So I would agree with you, Rebecca, in saying that
Right.
the spirit is definitely there on that set because the unity, the synergy, the vibes are just. It's just I don't know. It's just proper.
That just leads me to really saying thank you for being on the show, because the timing of this right now for us to be able to, like last week we had Larissa on and we have other guests coming on. The fact that you are right here when,
Right.
it's about to, lead over to Netflix, when we need to fight for a season 4, when we just came off of the strike. And the
Right.
timing of this is just perfect because it gives us some momentum. We have,
Yeah.
we have a platform and multiple ways to connect. It just means a lot. It means a lot to all of us, and I think the timing is just wonderful. Wonderful, because now
And
this
I'm
leads
super
right into us
grateful that you
fighting.
guys called me. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm super
Well
grateful. I
said.
mean, when Rebecca reached out, I was like, definitely, I'm definitely going to, for Warrior, definitely. Who doesn't want to go back on that set for season 4? And I feel like a lot of the story is not finished. It's unfinished business. So we do need more
Yes.
Mhm.
seasons, personally. That's what I think.
That
Zeus,
that
what do
is
you say that everyone calls it the little show that, the little show that could?
the little show that could, or the little show that just wouldn't stop. Uh, we no, we love the show. We've been doing this since Warrior was off the air when we started, right?
Yeah.
In season
Hmm.
2, like I believe, because it was still on Cinemax actually when we started
Hmm.
doing the
Wow,
show.
that's a while
Ri-
ago.
Yeah.
I
I
think it
got
wasn't it
turned on to
March
the
of
show.
21,
Pardon me.
March of 21 or February of 21 or so.
I'm
I
gonna
think that
say
we
yes.
were.
I'm gonna say yes. We got a couple comments here. Sorry.
Yay!
Derek says Gaosi is perfect as Abigail. Was the casting very competitive? And how did the growth of the character mesh with her initial understanding of Abigail? And did she know who Bruce Lee was before Warrior? Now, you've already said that you knew Bruce Lee ahead of time, but can you speak to
Yeah.
the rest of that, though? What was the casting process like?
Okay, so my audition was in Johannesburg, South Africa, and obviously, as you can hear, my accent's very different from Abigail's accent. So yes, that always just puts a layer to it, like in terms of challenging. Um, and yes, it was quite competitive actually. I remember going in, but I said I have to get this role because, again, in as much as the sides were quite short, if you go to enough auditions, a good script, and I think a
Mm,
lot of us could see, that this was a great script, even though we didn't know who was the producer or anything like that. We just knew it was an international production, and you had to come through hot with your accent, whatever you'd prepared. So yes, it was highly, 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 highly competitive. So when the costume director gave me uh, thumbs up to say I got the role, I was elated beyond.
Mm.
you
Yeah,
and
because
us
Abigail
all.
has
I
a very
mean,
strong
and
accent.
I think you've actually absolutely nailed it. I'm with a lot of the commentators
Thank
here.
you.
RCR. Hey, RCR, what's up, buddy? Says, we fight for you and everyone who makes the show. Thank you. Matt Chua's arch nemesis, the bombshell blurred, says, definitely unfinished business.
Definitely.
Yeah. What is in your perfect world? How does Warrior finish? Is it one more season? Is it 6 seasons in a movie? What is the perfect finish for Warrior?
Again, I thought about that today. I was like, how many seasons should come back? Of course, you know, if it were up to me, there would be a whole lot of seasons, you know, like Game of Thrones had a lot of seasons. And I'm like, Warrior can actually, you know, be that franchise um, series which could grow more and more. So I don't know if I have a number in mind, but I feel like definitely more than one. Definitely more than 2, maybe 3, 4. You know,
like
that
it.
would be great.
Match just keep counting.
I mean, we can keep it pushing. I mean, I'm with whatever.
Listen, if the Simpsons can get what are they in 20 something right now?
But the Simpsons are time travelers. They can go for as long as they want. They
Fine.
I'm
trying to stop sounding like the very old guy here. MASH, the TV series, went for 22 years, 22 seasons. I think Warrior we can at least get 6.
I missed that show.
Zeus, what was it like when the TV first came out?
What was it like when what came out?
The TV first came out.
Do you have to
I
like
hate you,
stand in
Frank.
old things? Like, do you gotta?
I hate you.
Wait,
You know
I'm
what?
older than Zeus.
Listen,
I'm an old lady over here.
You have to stand in one place like this, and then your mom told you don't move until like she finished watching the show. Like, how was that? I'm curious.
see, this show was going so much better when they weren't here, right? I'm just saying.
Did you stand on top of the TV? Did you stand next to it? Did you stand outside on the roof? Like, what was it?
Listen, TV, the invention of TV was nowhere near as cool when we first got Fire. I hate
You guys
you all.
used aerials back then. Do you know aerials? Like,
You're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping.
Yes. Let's keep roasting. Yes.
I took all this time trying to learn how to pronounce your name properly and get the Gaosi, and this is how I'm treated.
No, but then you got it right before, and then when it came to introducing,
I know.
It was gone. So this is my revenge.
I lost the first name, I lost the last name, I lost it all, and I'm like, let's just say it as quick as I possibly can. I do the same thing with my Mandarin lessons. It's not good. It's not good. All right. Before we completely go off the rails here, folks. You've heard us mention a few times about how we'd love to see Warriors saved. There's lots you can do. If you can see below on our crawl there, we've got a few hashtags that if you're putting up any post about Warrior and you want Netflix to see it, don't do that last one that says Warrior Max. Do Warrior Netflix now.
We need to update that.
we do need to update that.
We need to update that one.
And that's why I just updated it to Rebecca Nishi. Folks, go ahead, use some hashtags there. Renew Warrior, and yeah, let's see what we can do about adding at least 2 more seasons. And hey, let's get a movie out of this. I say,
Yes, keep signing the petition, please.
Yes.
Yes, keep signing that petition. Keep things going. Patricia Boyer said, Patricia!
Hello.
Patricia, who is maybe the scariest person in all of season 3 of Warrior. We love you, Patricia. Thank you for coming on. Just went on YouTube and this live popped up. Gaosi, brilliant actress representing South African actors. And RCR says, I still suggest a second screening. Hell to the yes. Lots of fun here. And so good. We're going to see Patricia coming up on the show pretty soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. We have been so incredibly lucky, blessed, whatever adjective you would like to use to describe just how immensely lucky again, I'll say, that we've been to have a lifeline to this show and to have so many of the cast and crew come on here. And I mean, not just actors like yourself, but I mean, we have Rez on here, you know, representing the sound and the music. And, you know, we have Brett come on that help out with the stunt performers. Yes, he'll be on again, folks. But this show, I mean, I have never seen a show that has dedicated so much love out to their audience that this show does. And there's not really a question, more of just a blanket statement. And I don't know, what would you say to that? I guess. Well, why would you think that is? That you treat us fans so great.
That we treat you so great.
Yeah, like the fans.
Because
it seems like the Warrior.
Honestly, the season, like War, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans of the show. The petitioning, the energy. I mean, when I found out that Warrior was no longer picked up by HBO and it's now migrated to Netflix, I actually went online immediately, and I think it was Curious or these different social media sites, because I just got that curious. And the fans were there by the numbers within the first, I think it was the first 2-3 hours. I was in awe, you know, of that. And I don't think the show would be what it is without its supporters, to be honest. So I'm hoping that, you know, with it being on Netflix, people will tune in, and we'll get, did you say 4 more seasons?
Well, I'll say 4 more seasons. Let's take 4.
Season 4. Yes, so tune in into season 4, February 16th. Like, we really want this show to do well, to come back again, because it's honestly worth the fight.
Yeah.
I think Netflix is going to do it. I mean, I think I really have a lot of faith in it. Number one, you're actually going to have a very busy, you know, time period right now for Netflix, because you have something else coming out too, correct? Or it just came out?
Yes.
What was the name?
Just came out. It's called Soon Comes Night. Where it's a South African Netflix show based on the life of Colin Chauke. So it's quite another political engaging show with a lot of action, shooting, you know. Only difference is that I even though I don't like this term, I'll use it again, the damsel in distress. So I'm pretty stoked and excited for that. And I have another project coming up that I'm not going to talk about that, and it's a Netflix show. So hopefully Netflix pulls through.
Did anyone see that Escape Plan, at least over here in the US? I was binge watching. And I came across, I've never heard of them, but Escape Plan, Sylvester Stallone. And I'm watching the second one, and who's in the second one but Chen and Johnny Yang? I'm like, wait, what? So, timing Netflix-wise, I think this is working in our favor.
I hope so. And I've been tagging them. I've been posting as much as possible. That's right. That's the show. So hopefully we'll get the traction. We'll get the fans coming through for us again. And we love you and appreciate you.
Now, everyone who comes on the show, there is a bit of discomfort that we need to put you through, especially if it's your first time in, because you can't just come into our Tong and come out unaffected. And you can't just come into our Tong and just become a member. That's not the way things work. And the way things work here is that you have to get burned into our Tong by the enforcer himself, Money Matt Chua. That's the one guy that gets you into our Tong. I'm gonna let Matt explain it to you, just in case you don't know. Matt, when you're ready, sir.
Are you ready for some shit? No. Okay, so here is what's going to happen, all right? I am going to ask you a series of 10 questions, and you are going to answer them, well, as best as you can, and if you're able and willing. And at the end of these 10 questions, we will then raise our hands up to our cameras, and then we will say on the count of 3, we will vote you in, and it will either be you're in or we cast you the out. And it is game over.
I'm nervous.
So far, nobody has been casted out yet. So, like Larissa said last time, either you're part of it or you will make history and be the first one out.
I'm very nervous about this. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sweating.
I love it.
What
Good.
is he gonna ask me?
Good. This is how it's supposed to be. Now, I gotta ask before we go. Here you go. Gaosi, are you ready to endure the Tong trials?
I think I'm ready. I can try.
That confidence seems a little lacking. We're going to see if we can build that up. Here we go. All right. Now, because you are brand new and this is your first time on the show, I gave the same option to Larissa, and I'm going to give the same option to you. Would you like to do the OG Tong trials, or would you like to do the current Tong trial?
I don't know which one to choose. Somebody give me a hint.
No. Sorry.
Okay,
you
fine.
have to choose.
The new.
The new. All right.
Just like Larissa.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Here we go. First question. All right. If you had a time machine, would you revisit your past or see your future, and why?
Yes. I would revisit my past and see a little bit of my future because I have a few regrets here and there that I feel, things could have gone differently in my life and my journey. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's
I will accept that answer. Good job. Here we go. Next question. Name a cartoon, show, or movie they should never do a reboot or remake of.
Cartoon. Okay, I can name a cartoon. I think Coyote and Roadrunner. I think they shouldn't even try to attempt to.
Ooh.
I agree.
I used to like those.
Now, are you a little nervous that they're actually doing a live action film of it? Did you hear about that? Yes, they are. It was.
They already made it.
Supposed to be, yeah, they already made it. It was supposed to be on Warner Brothers, but they dropped it, and now they're shopping it out to somebody else. So,
Coyote versus Acme.
Yes.
Starring John Cena.
Which I'm curious. All right, here we go. Next question. All right. We're all at a karaoke bar, and what is the one song you choose to give a performance of a lifetime?
Listen, guys, I'm a Beyonce fan, so I'm just gonna say "Single Ladies" is the one.
Single Ladies? Hey. All right. Quick follow-up. Is the dance going to be included in your performance?
For sure, it will. There we go.
Yes. All day. Okay.
You got backup dancers there already, so I think it's ready to go.
I am. Come on now. Next question. Name a hidden talent of yours that would surprise people.
I can whistle different whistles.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
As in I can whistle, as in I can do the farm girl whistle.
What's that? Was that shit where they do that? Or
no, it's just, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's super ghetto, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I don't give a shit. Let's go.
So
What is
ghetto,
do it?
but I'm gonna do it. So this is the farm girl whistle.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm so glad I added this question into the trial.
I can do that.
Fantastic.
And I can do
If
this
that
one.
isn't added in season 4 somehow.
How did you learn such a what is that?
I actually learned it from my mom. My mom grew up in the farms, and I suppose that's just what they do. Spend time learning these whistles. I think it's for herding cows.
I love that. That's so unique. That is.
I love it.
I think I'm gonna not try that ever. That's you. That is really you. All right.
We're gonna be rewinding that to watch that. Wait, what did she do?
That's our next TikTok clip.
Faces just gonna look all that. Next question. Here we go. Finish this sentence. Never have I ever blank.
Never have I ever gone skydiving.
Oh.
Same.
I still, I don't know. I haven't ever.
Never have I. Never will I ever.
Never will I ever.
Never will I ever, and have never. I'm terrified of heights. I went
Same.
zip lining across the Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, and I was traumatized. I was like, I'll never. I was shaking. I thought it would heal me, but it didn't. Create a worse situation. So
I would do it, but I would scream like a little bitch all the way. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to. No. No. Next question. What is some advice that was given to you that you will never forget?
Some advice that I was given that I'll never forget. Very simple. Yep. Always be yourself. Always.
Simple and to the point. I like it.
Good one.
Now, next one. Between breakfast, lunch, or dinner, what is the best meal of the day?
I know it's different from a lot of people, but it's dinner.
Dinner? Okay.
For me.
What's your go-to dinner? What's your go-to?
Some ribeye steak. If we have vegetarians, I'm sorry. But,
yes. Yeah, there's no vegetarians. Come on now. No.
What?
Who is? You are?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I like
No,
that.
you're not.
You're right, I'm not. You know I'm lying.
All right, I'm not a preachy vegan. I even cook meat for my family.
Next question. What is the... No, I already did that. Describe your perfect day off.
My perfect day off.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I know I'm gonna sound so cheesy. Just sitting at home watching Warrior, of course. That is my perfect day off.
I can't believe she's the first one to say that. That is amazing.
Perfect.
Give this woman a raise.
She's doing good. She's doing good. I think the casting out is kind of out of the question now. Next question. We're towards the end here. Out of all the characters you've ever played so far, which one could be your best friend in real life?
My best friend in real life? I honestly, again, I swear I'm not just saying this because I'm on a Warrior show. Abigail. Guys, who would not want to be friends with Abigail? I would want to be besties with Abigail.
That's a ride or die right there. Abigail's a ride or die.
Not Ayanda? It's not Ayanda? It's not Ayanda? She was like royalty.
No. That one would throw me under the bus.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would.
No, she'd throw me under the bus. Abigail is my girl. That's who I'd be friends with.
Okay.
Love it.
And finally, all right.
Okay.
If you had a theme song every time you walked into a room, what song would it be?
Can I? Okay. I know. Theme song. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Hey! I'm all the way up.
All the way up.
Nothing can stop me. I love it.
Perfect.
I love it. All right. So,
true.
Gaosi, that concludes the Tong trial. So now I must convene with the Tong. Tong, raise your hands. We are going to decide her fate, whether she's in or she's casted out. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of our Tong. Gaosi, congratulations!
Thank you.
So amazing. Now there's no going back now, though. I'm sorry.
That wasn't so bad, right?
It's done. I'll fight for all of you. Trust me.
Hey,
already. I don't even know the moves, but I've seen. You know.
RCR said she was pre-approved here in Detroit Clan days ago. Had no doubt she had the chops. And Farm Girl Whistle.
Yep.
That's going right up there with what was the key finger
dick punch.
Key finger dick punch and the fucking farm girl whistle are now going to be T-shirts available on the Hoppy page.
Gaosi, if you get a chance, the episode of ours that had Tom and Nicholas Pauling, it's priceless. It is priceless.
It is
too funny.
So funny. This is great. So, and talked a little bit. You have some stuff coming up that you can't talk about, but coming up on Netflix. So, tell us a little bit about Soon Comes the Night. What's going on in Soon Comes the Night?
Soon Comes Night is it's based on a character, a guy called Colin Chawuke. So it's it has a bit of true events, like it's based on true events basically, but it's been adapted to a fiction. It's about a man who's fighting for the freedom of the people, but ends up becoming the biggest money heist lord in the 90s. So it's based on the true story. It's quite exciting, and yeah.
Damn. And as we all know, all the coolest stuff happened in the 90s.
Yes.
The 1890s.
Is that one where they they speak Portuguese? Where is set the story?
The story is set in South Africa. Are you asking me?
Yeah, because I seen some Portuguese spoken on a trailer. I don't know if it's the same show. You also.
Oh yeah, sometimes I think Netflix translates or dubs. I don't know if they would have dubbed, but we speak English.
All right.
Yeah. Love it.
I see.
That's great. Does anybody have any follow-up questions?
One quick one.
There you go, Brad.
When you were auditioning for Abigail, you said you did some accent preparation, and to me, it's always fascinating when non-Americans do regional accents in the U.S. How did you get ready to play? I'm assuming she's from the American South. How did you get ready to play that girl when it comes to her speech?
Yeah, I did a lot of work and training in terms of the accent work, because I think initially when I auditioned, it was the general or generic sounding Southern accent, but then I started digging online, and then lucky there's a great coach, Stephen, who is the warrior dialect coach, so he helped me nuance the accent as well. So I think that helped a great deal. But yeah, a lot of research, watching and listening, watching and listening and watching until I got closer to her accent.
This is perfect.
One of my favorite things about this show is the fact that we were all going to be doing at one point, and I would hope it would be this year, but I don't know. We'll have to wait to see what Netflix says about a new season getting picked up. But I do love the fact that if we all meet up like we plan to and go to South Africa, everybody's there. Like all our favorite people are already there.
Meet all of you.
It's going to be the best, worst time ever. Come on.
And right now, folks, let's set the over under on how many days it'll take for Matt to get arrested.
Why just me? Why just me?
Well, because I'm going to be on my best behavior anytime I'm in any other country, just because I'm just afraid, and nobody's going to fuck with Frank, and nobody's going to fuck with Steph, and Becca. I mean, come on now. So you're just going to be the listen. I just like busting your balls. All right, let me just stab this.
Arrestee? Is that what we're saying?
That is it.
Look at his face. Does it look like this isn't an arrestable face at all. Not one bit. Look at me. Look at me. Never. Of course not.
Oh, I know. That's the face of someone that should be playing a superhero sidekick. Superman.
She just gave me Superman. Bang. All day.
Why?
Say something now.
Why do you have to give him this?
Say something now.
Couple questions before we get out of here.
Your name is Zeus.
Well, hey, don't. Yeah, it's. I wish it was after the god, but unfortunately, it's after a wrestler. Um,
Really?
RCR says,
Well,
"What episodes are you most proud of your performance where you felt really Abigail?" So, like during the show, was there a moment? Because this is a moment that I always say with all actors, we're all chasing our drag, like chasing the dragon when it comes to acting, is for that performance where we lose ourselves, where we don't remember even saying anything. Do you have a time like that with Abigail?
yeah, I do. I think it came about during the remember when the guys come into the bar, the two gentlemen who come in and rob the bar, and then there's just havoc and
Yeah.
chaos, and there's just so much going on. I think from that point moving forward, I've already now started stepping into this, you know, into the character. Yeah, I think round about
Love
that
it.
point.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think I remember that too. That was a powerful scene, and that really did
Yeah.
like kind of cement you as hey, you're in this. Like we're no
Mm-hmm.
longer worried about you as a one-off character or a couple times character. Now you're in
Right.
this. Like you've now
Right.
become fully in like a fan
Immersed.
favorite where we're fully invested in your character. And the bombshell blurred still trying to buy off Matt, saying that he's a stand-up guy, even though she was trying to steal his job.
There's not enough sucking up in the world that's going to allow you to get in my good graces. Not
we
enough.
love you. We love you, Bombshell.
Not enough.
Not only do we love Bombshell, we love all of our fans that tune in each and every week. When you join in for the lives, it's great. But don't forget, you can also catch us every Monday. The podcasts go up on our YouTube channel, and then also on our other channels, right, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can check us out on the Hop This Way show on YouTube on Monday, and then our podcast as well. You can find on Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon, and Apple Podcast. All the stuff you see along the bottom of the ticker if you are watching along. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
If you're listening, everything he just said, semi-fast, just go back, rewind, listen to it again, and then just type that shit in. So
there you go.
all you gotta do.
It's the easiest way possible. This has been a ton of fun, Gaosi. I honestly can't thank you so much. Oh, and thank you, Derek Chin, for reminding me. Buy the merch. Look at Derek's profile picture there with that nice mug, that nice Hop This Way T-shirt. That's right, folks. Those aren't just just for the cast. Look at those nice little Hop This Way tumblers, Hop This Way shirt, Hop This Way mug. It's all there. And if you wanted to get your own, you could do so at the Hop This Way Show.myshopify.com. And stuff like that does help the show out and us. So we appreciate you doing what you can. Yeah. You help us with our very expensive North American groceries.
All day. I'm a starving boy and I need to eat and grow.
And we have some other new ones that we're working on, and we're gonna put those out there. We have a couple, right? 3, I think.
I think
I love them. And you want one of everything, you're getting it.
Yeah.
I want that jacket. That's what I want.
Yes.
Who do I need to yell at for this jacket? I want it. Like, what the hell?
Yes, Shannon Lee gave it to me. So
Yeah.
That.
The whole
I love how she low-key name dropped Shannon Lee. She's like, oh, yeah, Shannon Lee.
You don't Shannon. Right? She gave me this jacket. She said, turn around. And I said, okay. And I put my hands in the sleeves and she graced it. Thanks.
When you put it on, did you feel more power right away? That's what I want to know.
I did. I felt like I could kung fu fight, but I can't even do any moves. But I'm telling you, I'm going to learn. I feel great in this jacket.
I love it. I love it. Between the jacket.
Aggressively.
With the jacket and Brett Chen, you will get there.
I'll get there.
I love it. All right, folks. This has been a lot of fun. Again, Gaosi, so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show and taking time out of your day. You're in South Africa. You're 7 hours ahead of us. So thank you for staying up late and doing this. Lots of love to you, and thank you for joining our Tong. Anything you'd like to impart on us on your way out?
I think you guys are awesome. Everyone needs to watch this channel. I enjoyed myself. I'm gonna watch all the other episodes for sure and buy the merchandise.
Hey!
Oh, yay!
Thank you so much for having me. Really, really
You're
happy.
hard.
Of course.
There, go out and get it. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Yes, February will be time to binge watch Warrior on Netflix, folks. Make sure you do go on Netflix, check it out. Derek Chin, side note, sitting down to watch a playoff game between my Niners and the Packers. The first commercial, it was a Domino's commercial. Yes, haha.
I love
Thank
it.
LOL.
LOL. It's still not Chua. Chua's got me beat in those commercials. So, folks, lots of fun. Lots of love to you all. I hope you all have a great day. And come on, keep that warrior pride going. And remember, when we go out of this show, we do it one way.
To the right.
We're all gonna,
To your right. To your right.
to your right. And we all have to say,
Wrong, Frank.
on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's get
Sticky.
sticky.
Yay!
Thank you. Peace out, everyone. Lots of love. We will see you all next time.